Right now, they're hooking you up with another amateur bantamweight title fight. That means we got 5 3-minute rounds to settle this one. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, will be your challenger. Standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds with a current record of 3-1-1. Doing it for UCTC. Make some noise for Kauai, Thompson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Kauai Thompson. This young man is 24 years old, standing at 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in 135 pounds with a record of 4-1-1. What do we know about this guy, Darren?
All right, so I actually know quite a bit with him. That one at the end there, that draw, that was me and him fighting each other. And we're pretty good friends, and we've trained together quite a bit since. He's got a very awkward striking style to deal with. He has some pretty heavy wrestling credentials as well, so he's hard to take down, and he's hard to submit because he's short and stocky. And he's got a lot of power behind his hands. I think all of his wins, besides one, was due to stoppage.
Well, he had one that went a decision, but then he had one decision and TKO and a verbal quit from strikes. So yeah, he's definitely a tough guy.
And then he's got his one loss is to the current 145-pound champion, Beck Shields. So he's coming down in weight to 135 pounds. So this is his debut at 135. So I'm excited to see how he's going to do. I mean, he looks just as big as ever, you know. Like, he doesn't look like he had to lose much weight to make this weight. But we'll see his opponent, Jordan.
All right. And your current SteelFist Fight Night amateur bantamweight champion will be fighting out of the black corner. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 134.5 pounds. Currently undefeated with a record of 4-0. Doing it for the pit. Let's hear it for Jordan Gonzalez.
Making his way to the cage, we have Jordan Gonzalez representing the Pit SLC. He is 4-0, 21 years old, and weighing in at 134.5 pounds. What do we know about these guys, and what do we know about Jordan Gonzalez?
Well, the Pit SLC, that is the owner, head coach, Ramsey Najim. If you don't know who he is, you haven't been watching MMA for very long. But the guy's been around the game fighting UFC. He knows his business. He's an amazing jiu-jitsu black belt as well as full all-around MMA practitioner. And right now he's over there yelling at Jordan, making sure he's got the Vaseline and he's mentally ready to go for this fight. I know Jordan is just been on a tear with that beautiful record. His last fight was against Jacob Banuelos, and he won that one pretty handedly with a rear naked choke. About 30 seconds left of the first round, if I remember right.
Yeah, Jordan is a phenomenal athlete, and he's super young and getting really good. I remember after his, he actually just recently turned 21 years old. After his last fight, we were all getting ready to go celebrate at the bar, but he couldn't come to celebrate
with everybody. That's fantastic. Now, you do train with Jordan, so give me a little bit of information about him, like what's he been doing to get ready for this fight camp?
So, I mean, yeah, I've been training with Jordan quite a lot, and he's a phenomenal, just all-around fighter, but his ground game is really where he excels, and we haven't been able to see much of that up until his last fight because he's been able to keep, you know, his other fights are all finishes by striking. And so, you know, we haven't seen much of his ground game, but we got to see it a little bit in his last fight, and I'm excited to see how it's going to come up against someone like Kauai, who is, I think this might be one of the hardest fights for Jordan at 135 pounds, at least right now in this
I agree, and I think that the matchup in styles is what makes it that way. It's both of these guys are tough as hell. I think that they match up a lot different against other people than they are going to match up against each other, at least technique-wise.
And I do know for a fact, at least as recently as August, they have trained together and sparred together a little bit. I had a group of people over at my gym come out down and train, and they were both there. So they have a little bit of a read on each other. You know, sparring isn't fighting necessarily, but they have at least.
It still shows you a little bit more of their style firsthand.
Yeah. But both of them look composed.
Ooh.
Kauai is going straight for the grappling.
Well, I like that setup. He threw that leg kick, and Jordan did the exact right thing you do when someone throws a leg kick and threw a right cross. And Kauai slipped under to tie up the body.
Now Jordan has him reversed, and Jordan is going for, looks like he's got the body lock. Can't tell if his hands are locked behind him quite yet, but Jordan's working for it.
He's doing a good job putting that pressure on, too. He's got the pressure with the shoulder, but he's not giving up too much with his hips.
And on the break, Kauai with a huge overhand, but he misses. Now they're back out into the open.
And Kauai's one of those guys. He does have awkward or unorthodox hand position when he fights. He will throw those effective punches from his hips with his hands down that low.
And he's got that, you know, jumping in and out movement. Sometimes it could be detrimental if someone's good enough at timing that they could time him coming in.
Right.
But he's able to just, you know,
bounce right back out.
Yep, hide, and he's able to hide his entries. So it's hard to find when he's going to enter and strike or when he's just going to enter and try and get a read on you. But Jordan's doing good so far, just kind of analyzing the situation.
Taking his time. This is a championship fight, title fight, so it is 5 3-minute rounds.
Jordan gives
no
him
need to
props for
burn all of your
rolling
energy.
Yeah, no, I definitely like they're being pretty analytical about
nice
this.
right cross by Jordan. Jordan pressing forward again.
It'll be interesting to see with as much, you know, in boxing, my coach refers to what Kauai is doing, jumping back and forth, as a bit of wasted energy. It'll be interesting to see, you know, in the later rounds if he's going to kind of keep that hopping back and forth.
Ooh!
Oh, blocks the head kick. That was pretty sweet. Jordan gives him props for it. Those head kicks, you know, those have been something on Kauai that have kind of landed a little more frequently than they should in his career.
Well, a lot of that goes to his hand position.
Yeah,
he's got to match that speed to get that arm up to block a head kick with the same speed that the head kick's coming, because he doesn't keep his hands in that higher position, in that defensive posture.
Jordan egging him on, telling, "Come on, come on, come on."
Nice,
both these guys.
Nice little taunting right there by Kauai. So ending that round, that was a pretty even round. These guys didn't really throw too much over the other one. It looked like at times Kauai was more aggressive, and then at other times Jordan was a little bit more aggressive. I would say maybe Kauai.
But I think I maybe have Jordan, but I might be biased.
But you know what? That's completely fine, because neither one of us are the actual judges. The only thing, I think Kauai, because he did a little bit more and he landed some bigger shots, whereas Jordan threw some and he landed a couple, like that right cross that landed off of the leg kick from Kauai, and he threw that head kick, but it didn't land. It wasn't clean. It went deflected, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Jordan did enough to take that victory, or if Kauai's aggression, the more shots thrown off of Kauai, would constitute enough for him to win that round.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of rounds that are hard, because you don't have a definitive, that guy did more in that round.
Definitely a good filling out process for the championship fights. Might pick up the pace just a little bit in these upcoming rounds.
Ooh,
that was
nice
good.
piping.
I heard Dominico out over there call out the 3-2, and that's what he was able to catch him with. And so Dom's starting to see, Jordan's coaches is starting to see these openings. Oh, good body kick. Now Kauai has a bit of a bladed stance as well, kind of like a more traditional karate stance.
Right, and those unorthodox punches, he'll kind of windmill from the outside bottom and then over the top, not even like a hook. He's throwing it literally like a hammer punch from out of nowhere, like a rainbow arch on it.
but they've been effective.
Ooh,
You know, it's
another good head kick.
Yep, another blocked head kick. It's been effective in his career so far. It's the punch that you don't see that's going to do the most damage, and they're hard to see because of how awkward they are.
Well, and unorthodox punches lead to openings to get you in close, into the body.
Jordan's doing a good job, though, staying composed and just using pretty traditional boxing.
Ooh, big right hand from Kauai. Left.
That one hurt. Jordan circling out.
Kauai landed some big shots in that exchange.
But Jordan kept his eyes on him the whole time. Like, he didn't shy away, didn't turn. He stayed locked in and composed.
Kudos to him for coming back from that and staying straight on and not just grabbing his ball.
Oh, man.
Nice head kick by Jordan.
And Kauai's blocking those with just a single hand, and that could constitute in a block as far as the judging goes, but it still doesn't take off. Yeah. Maybe takes off a little bit of that initial sting. I'd like to see Jordan. Oh, there we go.
And Jordan goes for a takedown. Good little scramble.
And that's something I've been...
Got a hook in. He's halfway to the side on his back. He's either going to have to give up for a second and reposition, or he's going to end up... Good scramble by Kauai.
It's hard to get submission positions on Kauai because he's short and stocky, got a short neck.
Well, and he's explosive too. The way that he stands up so quick, it's difficult to work against.
But the way that takedown was set up was something that I was previously thinking when Kauai steps in because his more bladed stance, it kind of puts him out of position sometimes where Jordan ends up behind his right shoulder.
Right.
And Jordan was able to snatch that back body lock.
I would like to see him dump to the side more instead of, the backwards motion on those laterals, on those sacrifices.
Yeah.
But still effective. He ended up in a good position, at least for a little while. And we're going to see round number 3. Great round. I think that, again, I got to give it to Kauai.
Yeah, Kauai had that bigger moment with that strike, and Jordan wasn't able to do much with that takedown there.
Yeah, well, Jordan got the takedown, but he got the takedown because he was being hit very hard multiple times, and it was more of a reflexive takedown to avoid the damage of the strikes, and that doesn't take away from the effectiveness of the striking.
Yeah.
So I think that Kauai definitely did what he needed to do with those big exchanges, especially the one we had about halfway through the round, where he worked him from one side of the cage to the other with those lefts, and it was a great performance in that round by Kauai Thompson. I think he's definitely on track to win these rounds. Coming into the third round, though, this is where it really starts to turn one way or the other.
Yeah. I just saw a little bit of a exchange between Ramsey and Jordan. Ramsey just kind of giving him instructions, and Jordan is using his hands, kind of motioning that he is understanding pretty well what the coach is saying.
Right.
I think they were, maybe calling for some uppercuts, which would make sense with Kauai jumping in the way he does.
Right. Especially when he throws that looping, almost rainbow punch that comes right over the top.
Yeah. So Jordan's coaches are doing a good job of seeing these little openings. Now we just got to get Jordan to see these openings, or hear his coaches calling them out.
A lot of feints early on. There we go.
Kauai striking, like I was saying earlier, it's just hard to deal with. It's hard to find the timing on because he's in and out, throws those unorthodox punches. Jordan's been doing a pretty good job of not really getting in danger from his strikes, but he's also not doing much damage on his own end either.
I agree. You see him loading up that uppercut a lot every time. Every time Kauai comes in, you see Jordan load that uppercut. He'll kind of feint with the left and load that uppercut. He hasn't been able to land it yet, but he's loaded it every time that Kauai comes in.
Tries for another head kick attempt there. And I think even if he's not going to land the head kicks, maybe if he were to throw him a little bit more, he might get Kauai thinking a little bit more about leaning so far off of the center line in either one direction. might be able to slow it down a little bit, but also
Nice right,
Kauai's
nice
tough.
head kick. Good eye by Jordan seeing that opening and attacking. Kind of beat Kauai to the punch, literally, on that one.
Oh, some clean strikes by Kauai there.
So he's calling for a 2-2-2 switch. I keep hearing that.
Yeah.
See if I can see it.
Southpaw versus orthodox. It kind of gives that right kick for, I guess right kick for Jordan or left kick for Kauai. I don't know if I've seen Kauai throw any kicks, really.
No, not really. I mean, he seems to be pretty confident with what he can do with his hands.
Yeah. But yeah, it gives that opening for that more powerful kick from Jordan, or if Kauai were to throw that lead kick. In the southpaw versus orthodox stance, they get a little bit better positioning if they're able to set it up.
Yeah. Get the crowd chanting. Ooh,
But he
big.
gets a couple punches, and Kauai gets the takedown.
It was a great combo by Kauai, landing that off of the failed kick. Failed body
Wanted that
kick.
takedown, or if it was more of a trip or what, because he gets right back up.
I mean, either way, it was dominant performance on Kauai because he landed those big shots, followed it up to that stumble, even if it was, whether it was a trip, takedown, or knockover, push, whatever you want to call it. He ended up in a dominant position. It was due to those strikes that he was throwing.
Yeah, that was a great round by Kauai there.
Fantastic. I think that right there, even if he hadn't won the first round, I think that's dominant performance to this point. I think that might be enough. That was at least securing him 2 rounds.
All right, so we are coming into the 4th round. What are you going to be saying to Jordan Gonzalez if you're wanting to turn this around here?
It's a hard one. I mean, I love that head kick, but I'd say set it up, throw some jabs, give him a 2-3 head kick, even a 1-2 head kick on the same side, because people don't always see that head kick come from the same side that you load off of. So it's a little bit hard to say, because it's not that Jordan's doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's that Kauai's just landing some things that are opening him up. And when Kauai lands one of those big hands, he's able to capitalize on that because they're effective. They're hitting, and Jordan is moving because of that.
And Jordan is pretty analytical as far as his striking and stuff goes, but as someone who's so hard to read as Kauai.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see Jordan try and put together, as hard as it is, try and put together some of his own wrestling on Kauai. Put some offensive wrestling, see if he can get into dominant position and start working for submission.
Well, he was able to secure that takedown in the earlier, first round, I believe, and he wasn't able to really capitalize on it. And then haven't really seen much of that since.
And I would hate for, at 135 pounds too, it's hard for them to finish the fights with striking. I mean, Kauai definitely, I believe, has the capability to. And I think Jordan has finished a few fights with his striking as well. But as far as my thought process goes, the percentage, the chances of finishing the fight, I'd be trying to get it down to the ground at this point.
You have a better chance of finishing with your submission than you do with your striking in general.
Yeah. Maybe not. I mean, maybe it might be different for heavyweights.
Or people that are known for that one hand that just lands every single time.
Yeah.
But Conor McGregor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and he could be waiting, see if he can tire out Kauai a little bit before he tries to go to the ground. You never know what the game plan is over in his corner.
Kind of sounds like, so they're calling for him to. That was a good head kick there. They're Jordan's corner is calling him to try and pressure Kauai over to the corner. That way he can hear his instructions a little bit better. We'll try and shoot for a takedown over there.
Jordan seems to be able to get a better read on Kauai's head movement now.
Good. Jordan's starting to put together some strikes here.
Well, and he's timing those strikes when Kauai's coming in. He's landed that right cross, and he's doing a good job in forcing Kauai to do this body lock and put him against the cage. Let's see if Jordan can get a takedown on this, or if Kauai's going to just keep that pressure up against the cage.
Jordan's fighting for that head control low on Kauai is too, and Kauai is so strong, dude. At 45, he's strong. I can imagine at 35.
Right.
Ooh.
Jordan gets off the cage. Getting close to the 10-second click. All right. Ooh.
This is definitely overall one of the better rounds for Jordan.
Yeah, I think that this round was the turning point. You could definitely see that Jordan started, I would say, predicting where that head movement was going with Kauai. He was definitely timing it a lot better. And with as unorthodox and awkward as the movements are from Kauai when he comes in, that's a big feat. And I think that that's kind of the big deal about these championship rounds. You've got that much more time to start figuring out your opponent, especially someone as unorthodox as Kauai.
Yeah, I'm excited for this next round because this is it. This is a 5th round, the determining factor of the 135-pound belt. And I'm thinking that Jordan might need a finish here, but you know, the judges, we're not judges.
Yeah. We don't know how the first round went. That's the biggest thing. I think that 4th round, I feel pretty confident that 4th round went to Jordan. But again, not a judge, and I don't know what the first round went to on the judges' scorecard. So this is when you want to have a dominant performance, and you want to shoot for that win. You want to shoot for a finish in this final round.
And it is entirely possible. But I mean, you're always going to go for the finish, but you don't want to gas yourself out fighting for the finish.
Right.
Maybe in the last round, you probably do. And I think both of their coaches probably, you know, they both have really good coaching.
Nice. Both these guys landed good shots. Kauai landed a good one, and then Jordan landed one when Kauai came in the second time.
Both of them are just kind of waiting. Oh, that was a good hit by Jordan.
Jordan, yeah. Would have loved to see him kind of capitalize on that. Looked like it kind of rocked Kauai a little bit.
Jordan circling out, but Kauai putting on the pressure.
That's more what we expect out of Kauai anyway. Whenever he lands one, you expect him to go in for a lot more.
Yeah.
But one thing, regardless of how unorthodox those strikes are, that I gotta give credit to Kauai. A lot of fighters, they'll land that one shot and they leave it.
Yeah.
And Kauai does not leave it. When he lands a good shot, he follows up. He goes for more.
Yeah, he's definitely bridged the gap between unorthodox due to being untrained and unorthodox being
trained,
developing your own style.
Yes.
Oh.
Good overhand.
Well, these guys are kind of going punch for punch at this point.
Well,
but I think Kauai is getting a couple more out.
Right, but Jordan's getting a good read on Kauai's punching. Able to avoid any real landing on any of those punches just now from Kauai.
Huge crowd chance for Jordan.
Got about a minute left of this round.
This has been a great fight for both of these guys.
Absolutely.
Ooh, another head kick.
Ate a little bit of his leg there on the way in, but would have loved to see Jordan follow up on that. Kauai's definitely not as effective as he was in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, no, he kind of lost that hop in his step a little bit. Pushing forward, but he's still keeping Jordan on that back foot.
Ooh, that was a nice slip that left in. Ooh. Jordan counters with that nice right cross.
A lot of their striking exchanges are looking pretty similar as Kauai flails in with that hand.
Kauai said, let's go. This is how you end. 10 seconds out, you swing for the fences. Yeah. Beautiful job. Both of these gladiators coming in here and putting it all in the cage. Last second, throwing hands. That's what you want to see in a title fight.
Yeah, both these guys are hungry for it, and that was, I mean, they both showed it. I would love to, oh man, I can't wait to see what the judges say about this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take it to the cage and find out what the judges say and who won this fight.
All right, I can hear the chatter now. We got another one going all the way. Talk about it. While you're doing that, do me a favor, make some noise for your challenger out of the red corner, Kauai Thompson. Let's also hear it for your current champion out of the black corner, Jordan Gonzalez. All right, gentlemen, let's get both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both these warriors. Here are your scores. Dennis McMahon with a score of 50-45. Rich Montanez with a score of 48-47. Dan First with a score of 48-47. Your winner and new SteelFist Fight Night Bantamweight Champion out of the red corner, Kauai Thompson!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your new SteelFist Amateur Bantamweight Champion, Kauai Thompson. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. Let's go!
All right, so that was a phenomenal fight between both of you guys. Did he do anything that really caught you off guard there?
I ain't gonna lie, he hit me in the body in the 4th round like twice. I almost pooped my pants.
All right, well, you know, you did great as always. Glad to have you here. Any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to thank?
First and foremost, shout out my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, I'm nothing. Shout out to my coaches, Coach Tione Poha, Davin Lau, and Nick Stidham. Without them, I'm nothing in the ring. Shout out to my sponsors, Blackbeard Firestarter, got the best camping gear in the business, and Titan Athletics for doing my shorts and my shirts.
Great. All right, and you know, you're the champion now.
Hold on. And my family and friends, love y'all. For real, for real.
All right, so you're the champion now. You're going to come back and defend this thing, and what is next for you?
Whoever wants it, I'm about it. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your new SteelFist Bantamweight Champion, Kauai Thompson.